Hi, this is Sandeep Kumar Jadhav. Today we are going to discuss about install and maintain the valid authentication process as shown in the picture. First we need to log in the mail. After that we need to give the security and it will automatically verify. And coming to the introduction, this presentation includes the discussion on the topic install and maintain the valid authentication process. Authentication process will be discussed in this report in detailed manner, advantages and its advantages, requirements and issues related to it. It will also be discussed. And coming to the aim, the main aim of this presentation is to tell about the authentication process in brief and its advantages and the requirements. And coming to the authentication process is the process which helps in the recognizing the user's identity. This is a method of determining if the person is what or who he is declaring himself to be. Technology of authentication provides the system access control to check if the credential of the users are matching the database credential or not. And organization use authentication in order to control the access of the resources from all the staff members. There are the various ways of the authenticating the users like password and user ID and the face ID. This is the most common type of authentication process. And there is a picture how the authentication will be works and the importance of initializing authentication process. The authentication is important as it allows the organization to keep their network and data safe. It identifies the users and allow only permitted users to open the protected files. It protects the important resources, database, networks, websites, and various applications. It keeps every person data safe. And authentication types. Basically, there are three types of authentication factors. Something you know, this includes the pins, combination, passwords, and anything which can be remembered. Something you have. This includes the physical objects like smart cards, mobile phones, token devices, and USBs. And something you are, the third one and the last one. This includes the human body or its parts. Verification is done by the performing the scans on the human body parts like facial recognition, iris scans, and the voice verification, and the fingerprints and the palm scanning. And the advantages: easy implementation, it can be changed easily, used widely, reliable, trustable, and the low cost. And issues: even the strong passwords sometimes are not foolproof. Factors can get lost, false security. It can be used against the user. And the type of authentication process: the primary or single factor authentication, two factor authentication, multi factor authentication, extensible authentication protocol, and password authentication protocol, and biometric authentication. Coming to the common authentication process, biometric authentication. This means to verify the user by scanning his body parts like iris scan, fingerprints, or facial recognition. That's the biometric. And the two-factor authentication. This is like a single-factor authentication, and it add one more layer to it. So this is a two-factor authentication. The fingerprint authentication that's shown in the figure, how it will be works. And there are five basic authentication factors, and these are like knowledge factor, possession factor, and invariance factor, location factor, and the behavior. Coming to the conclusion, in this presentation, there's a discussion about the authentication process, its importance, its types, advantages, and the issues related to the authentication process and its factor. It's very important to install a valid authentication process in the system to ensure safety of the companies and the personal data. And that's the reference. And that's the end of seminar. And thank you.